going on, guys? It's Weather with Jonathan here, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the potential for a major severe weather outbreak to strike the south central portion of the United States, and the potential for a severe weather outbreak also in the deep south and the southern portion of the U.S. I'm going to be going over all this in your forecast. What's going on, guys, everybody? And I'm back with that video, or the daily video, and I try to upload daily. Thank you guys for coming and watching this video, and let's get straight in. I hope that all you guys are enjoying your weather out there, and thank you for all my supporters out there. And let's get started with our current weather. So you can see we have some severe weather down here in the southeast. Those storms are causing some big hail and damaging wind problems down there. And then we also had quite the thunder boomers up here in the northeast. And we really got to pay attention for a severe weather outbreak down here in the south and the south central portion of the U.S. But anyways, so up here, you guys have this low pressure system currently moving its way into Kansas. That's going to bring some snow showers to western Nebraska. Could even be some heavy snow showers at times. Also, we do expect a little bit of rain for the Lincoln area. That'll quickly turn into snow in about 1 to 2 hours. It could even, and it depends, but if the cold air really seeps into that precipitation, it could form into snow in less than an hour. So it could actually see some snow from that. So that is also why we have a couple of winter weather advisories for the same areas that I just talked about, western Nebraska and Iowa. A couple winter storm warnings too, because that snow that'll hit Lincoln will move to the northeast. Then we also still have our winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in the northern portion of Michigan. And then we also have a lot of high wind warnings and watches for much of the northeast and portions of the Ohio River Valley. And then we also do have, of course, that severe thunderstorm watch and severe thunderstorm warnings down in the southeast, because you guys probably know I said we would definitely have some severe weather down there because of, we have a slight risk there. So now let's take a dive into our severe weather, because it's going to be pretty active across much of the country. And where I want everybody to pay attention right now, I want you guys to pay attention down here in the southeast, because we could have some big haily boys down here. And yes, you guys probably are like, why are you not going over the Cape right now, Weather with Jonathan? If you have watched some of my recent videos, you guys probably know that I usually do Cape when there's a lot of Cape, which there is a ton of Cape. There is upwards of 4,000 joules in some places. The NAM model is showing. I am, yes, going to show that in my forecast. So there is quite a lot of moisture in the air, and we really have to pay attention for that, for some advection to cause some major supercells to develop and produce a lot of hail. So let's also go on to our wind shear, because there's going to be a lot for our upcoming storm in this south central U.S. There's definitely enough to at least put out a 5% tornado risk, I'd say, so far. Quite a bit more of the wind shear in southern Kansas, though. We still need to watch out for the potential for tornadoes. Let's also go over the dew points in that storm, because I completely forgot. So let's see. You obviously notice one thing, that there can be a lot higher dew points for much of this, just the entire warm sector, which is actually over right here right now. And this is going to bring a marginal threat of severe weather all the way up into Iowa and maybe even Minnesota. I would expect that to happen, just because of how complex the storm is and dynamic the storm is. But yeah, So now let's take a look at our significant tornado parameter because we need to start talking about our severe weather in the south. So there will definitely be a lot of nader juice down here. There will definitely be a lot of nader juice. And also, you guys probably noticed something with what I just said here if you've made it to this far in the video. And you know Ryan Hall. And guess what? Ryan Hall is our sponsor for this video. You guys have to go check him out. He is an awesome weather forecast person. I personally watch him every single time he uploads a new video. He is great. He is very accurate. You guys should definitely check him out. And you guys should probably also donate some money to him and probably become a member to give him some money because he is trying to raise a ton of money for the tornadoes victims. If you guys did not know, we had a major tornado in Mississippi just yesterday, and 23 people have been killed, and 4 more are missing, and dozens have been injured. So, and houses are completely destroyed. So we need to raise that money for the victims. So go ahead, and if Ryan Hall goes live tomorrow night, which he might go live tomorrow night because we have an enhanced risk of severe weather, he could go live. So you guys should probably go check him out if he goes live and donate some money in the stream and become a member to donate some money because he has already helped during the stream. He has already helped tons of people, and he has already raised $110,000 just during the stream. And I'm sure he has raised a lot more. So you guys, please go donate to him. It would mean a ton to him and to me because it would mean a lot to me if you guys could donate to him because it really helps out all the people who are in need of food, water, and supplies, and shelter, and electricity in Mississippi who got hit by the tornado. So back to our severe weather. There is definitely enough wind shear down on tomorrow that we could definitely see some supercells fire off and could actually produce some tornadoes. I actually think we could eventually get an upgrade to a 10% tornado risk, but currently we only have 5% tornado risks warranted at this time period. So now let's go ahead and track this out on the HRRR model. You can see around, this is 9 p.m. tonight. Now, this is not going to be accurate. This is not going to be exact, but this is pretty accurate. We're going to have some supercells develop in South Mississippi. Those will quickly strengthen actually into some very big hailers. And this is why I said we could have some real big hail. This will probably cause a severe thunderstorm watch down here in the night. And eventually this will move into midnight, and these storms will get a lot stronger and produce gorilla hail and some insane amounts of lightning. And these will be some monster supercells. And also, I know you guys can't see it on the map, but probably somewhere up here in North Carolina, and I know you can't see it on the map, but you guys will have some pretty big storms in the morning hours, mainly specifically around 2 a.m. So then this train of storms in the south, mainly the deep south, is gonna just continue to just use all thermodynamics, wind shear, CAPE, energy, which is CAPE, lapse rates, dew point, and this is going to cause some very large hail to develop in these supercells. And in the morning, I think we'll have a damaging wind threat eventually here in Georgia, but this is definitely going to be having some embedded supercells possible with this. Now it's looking more of like a damaging wind threat for the circle, but also some hail is possible and some damaging winds and some isolated tornadoes is possible. So this is just a complete line of storms forming on the warm sector of this. Now listen, you guys, I'm sorry this will not go out as far as I wanted it to, but tomorrow a lot of new data will come in and I will be able to pull the radar throughout the entire event, so I hope you guys will stay tuned in for my next video. So let's also go over our damaging wind threat for northern Illinois, mainly eastern Illinois, and northern Indiana. So you can see around 2 p.m. tomorrow, a squall line, maybe, now it's not looking like too big of a squall line. It could have some damaging winds in it around 2 p.m. This is going to race off to the east and cause some pretty damaging winds. I actually think we could see an upgrade to a slight risk in terms of this, but yeah. So now let's go back to our wind shear, because yes, we have a lot of wind shear, but you know what, we also have a lot of cape. And now listen, you guys are probably like, oh wow, that is a lot of cape down here. And you guys are probably thinking, well, if we have this much cape, then how can the cape rise? Well, watch this. It does rise, and it could get upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram. This is a lot of energy. Look, if you guys don't know what the max is, you'll always see it down here in the bottom right corner. You can see we have a lot of cape down here, and that's going to lead to a lot of supercell development. And this is where I think we could see some very explosive supercells and some very large hail. And look, you guys see the max? 3,848.8 in cape. So that's about 4,000 joules. And then eventually these storms finally eat it up. And there's just... actually there still will be little left over down here. But eventually the supercells just completely fizzle out by about Monday, and in the morning, well, actually in the afternoon hours, and then eventually they'll finally die down. So that's a lot of cape, isn't it? And let's also go over our severe weather outlook. You can see this is for today. We have a slight risk up in the northeast. That's because of damaging winds. We have a big damaging wind threat. Also, 2 individual slight risks down in the southeast. So that makes it 3 individual slight risks today. So let's also look at our tornado outlook. We have a 2% down in the southeast. We've actually seen quite a couple tornado warnings, so I am kind of surprised we didn't necessarily see the tornado risk get upgraded to a 5% risk, because we've had quite a couple of tornado warnings and tornado reports. Only 1 tornado report, though. So we also have a 15% chance for hail in Alabama. And then wind is our main threat. We have a 15% chance of wind for southeastern United States, mainly Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. And then also for Pennsylvania and New York. So now let's take a look at tomorrow's outlook. You can see we have a marginal threat of severe weather up in Illinois and Indiana. I think we could see this get upgraded to a slight risk in terms of damaging winds, possibly. Now, there is the possibility. I'm not saying it will happen, but there's the possibility. I think I would center it over about right there, but who knows? So we also have an enhanced risk now of severe weather for southwestern Alabama, also southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, and mainly central Louisiana, but also northern Louisiana. So let's take a look at our day 2 tornado outlook. Listen, I'm not trying to hype this up or anything, but I think we could see the potential for this to get upgraded to tiny little 10% tornado risk for everywhere in that enhanced risk. It's not the biggest enhanced risk, but I think we could see that get upgraded to a 10% tornado risk. Maybe if the dynamics keep showing up what they're showing. So hail is our main threat here, and it's what's driving this enhanced risk. You can see we have a 30% hail risk with SIG, which is significant. So significant hail is likely to form, and significant hail is very likely, actually. But we could see some very damaging hail out of this. But from large to extremely large hail is not out of the question. So we also have a pretty decent wind risk, specifically a 15% wind risk across much of the southeast and the deep south, and then also a 5% wind risk in northern Indiana and eastern Illinois. So let's also just give a quick sneak peek of that slight risk in southern Kansas, central Oklahoma, and central Texas for I believe this is for, this is for Friday, I believe. So Friday, you guys should be aware. And this is a major severe weather outbreak possible. And yeah, so we should definitely be aware. All severe hazards are definitely possible in this video. So thank you guys for coming and watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for all the support. Remember, go donate to Ryan Hall, become a member, and please go check out his channel. I'll see you in my next video.